Yeah.
Are we live?
We might be. Let's see.
Loud and proud?
Could be, could be. It looks like we might be. We might be starting.
Oh, who's that?
Oh my god! Now
Now?
he comes in after I get it
Now.
started? Are you
Son of a
serious?
bitch.
We're live, bitch.
What's up?
I just went through and got the stream key and set it all up. We're live already. Everyone's watching this.
You sound like you're sick.
I've been sick since Monday. Yeah.
There's a dude behind you.
That is let me I can't do it, but it's Shawn Michaels. Let's see if I can. There he is, see? Shawn Michaels.
That looks like Shawn Michaels.
It is
Oh.
Shawn Michaels.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, how fucking rude. He didn't say anything back.
He's a tough guy.
Seems like a tough guy.
He's
How are
a
y'all
tough
doing?
guy. I'm good. I'm
He's
sick.
a working
good.
stiff.
I wish. How are you? Do you want me to close this down so you can set it up proper?
Oh, sounds like you got it taken care of.
I don't have an intro or an outro or anything just to like play on this at all.
That's okay.
It's gonna be rough. I know.
I got the wrong camera. Oh, well, whatever. Do I need to leave? I can leave if you want.
No.
No, please stay. We were just like,
Why would you leave?
we were staring at each other like an old married couple, like, what the fuck do we talk about?
What are we having for dinner?
I was writing down an op that I was about to go do, and I was like, oh, wait, it's Friday, isn't it?
It is Friday.
Show?
Do you
And I
have
was
to
like,
go
"Really?"
somewhere? You can do
Yeah.
it live on the road with a peer in. You can do that, you know. Just
That,
take your phone with you.
I don't think that would be great content for the show, though.
No, it'd be good for your agency one, though.
I don't know about that either.
It would. You'd be on the man on the scene.
The man on the scene.
Yeah.
On the scene.
How is the Agent Academy going, Sir Brent?
Oh, it's going good. It's going good. It's a lot of work, but it's fun stuff.
That's cool.
We did an op that wasn't for the Agent Academy. I guess last week that covered like 9 states.
Wow.
It was pretty. It was.
Was that the one where you covered Indiana?
Yeah.
So actually, we should save this for the podcast, because I have some questions to ask about that too. Maybe.
Word.
We're not already doing the podcast?
Huh?
We're not already doing the podcast?
I don't know how to start. All right. I guess we'll just do the whole thing. Yeah, we've had some. I guess we'll call them technical difficulties since I got the podcast started. I don't really have the fancy equipment that Brent usually uses, so we don't have our intro or outro. I really apologize for that. We're working on episode 45, I do believe, and tonight we have Brent.
What up?
We have Slurms.
Hi.
And we don't have Jason because his back hurts. And this is Shannon, even though it doesn't sound like Shannon, but I am Shannon, but I've been sick for like a goddamn week, so that's what it sounds like.
Well, hi, Shannon.
Hi. Tonight on our show, you can kind of hear we kind of got started a little bit weird there, but so Brett, you were just talking about like a 9-state coverage type of event for Ingress that you were doing. Like, do you coordinate that? Like, is that all you?
No.
Like, how does that work?
I'm not anywhere near coordinating something like that at all yet. I had one piece of like doing anything. Like there were over, actually, let's see, there's a story. There were 222 agents from 15 U.S. states. The Operation Bellissima. There we go. Like that.
Yeah.
We got a total of 3 layers. This news story says that they were up during checkpoint, but that I don't think that was true. I think Resistance actually came and took them down before checkpoint, and then we got 2 more up. But they were like 14 million MU, if you know what that is.
No idea.
Layer.
I'm sorry.
So that's a lot. It's a whole bunch. So
I believe you, sir.
But all I did was, so I wasn't like scheduled to do anything, but just kind of be prepared in case someone threw a blocker into our lane that would have stopped the whole operation. And there's, 100 people doing that, but I was in Alabama,
really?
Tennessee area, and then I got the call. It was, Agent Goonie guy, can you go to this place and flip it because it'll be a blocker? And so I drove 30 minutes to this church in the middle of nowhere. Had a sheriff come in, like ask me what the hell I was doing.
I was wondering if that happened.
It does, and sometimes they tell you to leave. And this dude was just like, I just wanted to make sure you weren't broken down because
that's nice.
You're just a car in the middle of nowhere in a church. Like, what are you doing?
I'm just praying.
Yeah, because like I remember being a teenager or like early college years. I would always go to my best friend's house where she lived right next door to an elementary school. So sometimes we would just go and swing on the swings, and the police occasionally would come, and it's public property, but you're not supposed to be there after dark. When they tell you to to go off, and it's like, but we're just swinging. Like we're clearly not doing anything wrong, but like that's the same type of deal. You're kind of loitering in an area, and they're just like, no, that's weird. Go away.
Officer, we're just swingers.
Yeah, just hanging out. We're just two girls talking on the swings. Like nothing more innocent could happen here. But yeah, so like I always thought like they always have these moments where the police were like, yeah, but you're still being weird, so go away.
Yeah, I mean, there were multiple reports of cops at multiple places, and one gentleman had to leave his portal, and he's like, I'm turning back around, because you got to do things at the same time. It at that moment's notice, so you don't want to do stuff too early or too late. And so they would have to drive around and wait for the cop to leave, and then like sneak back by and then like do their stuff real quick and then leave so they don't get arrested or something.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of fun like that.
Interesting.
So when do you know when you win?
But you never win. It's just like
so every 5 hours there's a checkpoint. And you'll see, and that's when you your score gets calculated. Then every 185 hours a bunch of checkpoints. It averages all those points, and so you either win or lose that time frame.
Okay.
So
it's winning an ongoing, never-ending battle, though.
Right. And the things you really only like win are the anomalies, probably, which are events they're doing kind of quarterly right now. And so they usually are on 2 dates. So there was one in November, and there'll be one more next weekend in December 2nd. And they go to cities all across the US, and there'll be like 5-7 cities, and they compete to do certain things, and they get points for if they do it right. And then they total the points up, and they either win or lose. But some cool things they're doing with this one is that the enlightened one, the first one, and when they did it made 5 shards across the world, which means there were 5 portals across the world that had this special item on it, which can be moved from portal to portal, but no one knows what they're for.
Okay.
So it's kind of a it's like a mystery. There's an event the day before on December 1st that will give intel, 10 pieces of intel out. So depending how well you do on each one, it'll help you in the next thing. And whoever wins, it changes the storyline as well. Like there's a storyline that goes along with everything, and there's actual actors that go to these anomalies. And
that's amazing.
So yeah, there's so much more than just the app.
Yeah, the Ingress whole thing, that like there's a whole subculture there that just fascinates me, and it's just like I don't have time right now to get involved.
I hear that.
I got maybe like 4 years from now, I could totally get into it. Like I have a 4 or 5 page paper to write by Tuesday, and I just like, oh my god, I can't do anything else.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my family into it more so that like, I see them every once in a while.
Well, it'd be a nice, I think like actually the thing that attracted me to Ingress was I saw in my town, there were like 3 or 4 different tours, like that shared like historical points, and like so you would learn about the city, and like
that's neat.
Every little city had like these tiny little tours where like there'd be like 5 points, you could do them in like 30 minutes, and like it would hit these historical areas in your town, and then it would have this information about each historical point. So you checked in, but also you were kind of learning about your local area. And I was like, well, that would just be that'd be a great thing for us to do as a family. Go, spend a day, pick a city, and do, locally, go out to lunch. Yeah, make a little day of it, and it would just be a really nice, like, local history type of outing for us. But it's been a little rough, like, finding that Saturday to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. But
that's cool.
I think that from an educational perspective, I thought it had a lot of merit too. And then you get deeper and deeper into it, and there's like this huge subculture. So it's amazing.
So is there like for like an individual player? I've never downloaded, and I probably won't download the game just because I can't devote the time to it, kind of like Shannon's talking about. But like for an individual person, like what do you earn from doing this stuff? Like, is there just like in-game like badges and stuff for doing certain events? How does that all work? Like, what's the pull to keep you doing it?
Did you ever play Pokemon Go?
I did, and I couldn't get into it.
It's just I would say for a casual player, it's somewhat similar in that you go to a place and you collect, you do your thing, you hit your buttons to collect your items. And if no one's has that area, you can take it over, or you can battle to have that area if someone already owns it. And if you live in a high density area, like it can be like I can go, because I work on a college campus, I can go for a walk at lunch and hit about 40 different hit points, where some people like their whole town might have 5. It just depends on how populated your area is with points.
Brent
might have more info, but that's my casual perspective. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm showing off his achievements.
So there's levels basically, and with the levels you have to have experience points. Basically, they're called AP. But you also need badges, a certain amount of badges, and like this is one badge called the Illuminator, which is for getting that MU, like I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And so they have like the bronze, the silver, the gold, the black, and then the onyx. So like that event, each layer they threw got 14 million. To get the onyx, which is the highest badge, you only need 4 million to show you how much MU that is.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of to get those badges, like there's one I've got to get before the next level. I've got to walk 24 more miles, like 30 or 40 kilometers more, but it's
physically walking with the app on.
Yeah, you can't
drive and playing. Like if you're not playing the game and walking.
What if you drive real slow?
Well, if you're playing the game,
you'd have to drive like
5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Or 5 kilometers, I think.
Like, so which is about 2 miles an hour. Like it's impossible to drive it. You have to walk it.
You can't even
bike.
You can't run or bike either.
Yeah, biking it would be annoying. Really? It'd be so slow. Yeah.
So you get those badges, and it's almost like playing World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
And so then it's if you get into the lore and that story,
I'm in my
storyline.
I'm in my Google Hangouts for my area, and they have a Slack channel. They all talk in a Slack channel, but then I get the notifications within my Google Hangouts channel because I'm not verified yet, because I haven't met anybody in real life yet for them to verify me or whatever. Which is fine because I wouldn't use Slack, so it's better for me to get the Google chat. If they switched me over to the Slack, I'd be like, see ya. I asked them, like, why don't you use Discord? And they're like, oh, that doesn't work. And I'm like, I don't know if they haven't looked at Discord since it launched, but it just seems like way more. It seems like it has everything Slack has, but it would be much easier to kind of have that voice chat right there where you wouldn't have to share phone numbers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could have team chats and stuff, but maybe I'm wrong. A lot of obviously,
tools, like different groups, but I think a lot of it boils down to like what works well with bad signal.
Okay.
So I think maybe Discord might use more internets.
Maybe.
So they rely on things like Zello, Telegram is a big one. I like Telegram a lot. I've been getting into that a lot.
I've never even heard of that, but
I think it's a Russian app the terrorists use, something
this
weird
thing is
like that.
Crazy.
But
Ingress is so crazy.
I'm trying to get my kids into it more because I think there's a lot skills you actually learn, like playing the game and getting involved and doing all these other things, all the way from marketing to management, managing teams and following directions, that stuff. But anyway, what have y'all been up to? You've been doing wrestling podcast.
I did my wrestling podcast. I made an intro for it, and I have been learning because you play your intro like during the show, so I like learned how to do that. And also, you know how we have the fantasy football league that we do? Yeah. I made a whole video, like intro video for that today. It was absolutely ridiculous. It's like, we are the greatest fantasy football league in the history of the world. It's so stupid. But like, nice. I don't even care. And then, why are you on fire? Why are you on fire? Slurps is on fire.
I have a long, terrible explanation for this.
Did you fart?
I like long, terrible
Did you fart? That's not a long, terrible explanation.
When you have bowel cancer, your wife brings you.
Wait, you're in a cloffice. Are you stinking her out in the other room?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's that bad.
Oh my God.
And you know why?
Because your insides are rotting out.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. You should get one of those like car air things that you put on the vent and just put it up your butt.
Just hang it over your butthole.
She actually made the comment earlier, I'm going to get a Febreze bottle and shove it up your ass. So.
Those Glade plugins, plug it in.
Yeah. Plug it in, plug it in.
Doesn't work that way, but yeah.
No.
Just the tip.
So I mean...
Anyways, what were you talking about?
He was asking what we were doing, so you weren't here, so I was talking. So, the wrestling podcast is going well. I think we managed to get our one show in. But what I started doing this week now is for our fantasy football league. Right about now is about the time where like people who are losing really start to like fade in interest. Like, I mean, big time, because we're getting to playoffs, and there's people who are like, okay, I'm not getting into playoffs, and they're just. Yeah, like, oh, dude, I'm like with you, I think.
Almost. So I had a chance, I think, if I won this week, but my chances are slim now, and I'm going to lose.
I might win this last place. That's really bad.
But anyways, that's fantasy football talk. That's for another podcast.
That's for another because and he says that's for another podcast because we started not a podcast but a vodcast where every Wednesday at 8 we just jump on anyone in the league can just jump into our appearance. And we stream it live and we throw it up on our YouTube channel and we just kind of give like a weekly review, like, you know, what our gripes are for that week and what's going on. But I want it to be like 15 minutes. I think our first one was about 25, but 25, yeah. I had to cut you guys off because you're all talking like serious football talk. I'm like, fantasy football dudes.
Yeah.
And so they were doing good content, but I didn't know what they were talking about, so I wanted to cut them off. But that's like my next, I guess, thing that I'm doing is just kind of letting people jump on. And it's not a podcast, we're just literally twitching it and then loading it to our YouTube channel. So there's no effort, no money at all. It's going on Appearin, streaming that, and then that's it. It's just like a weekly review for our little thing. And it's actually, I had a good time. Did you?
I had a great time.
Yeah, Jason had a good time with it too. So as long as it's not a big deal, no stress, no.
Nah, we just talk about our bullshit weeks. And...
Yeah.
Sounds like you must have gotten really active and thrown us back out. It's crazy podcast.
Jason,
wrestling moves.
Yeah, he's roughed this week. Sorry.
It's okay.
What are you doing, Slurms?
I'm going to Texas again next week.
Are you? You like Texas now? You should get a big old cowboy hat.
I should get a cowboy hat and some boots.
Rattlesnake boots.
Yeehaw.
So how long are you going to be down there?
I got to be down there for another week again.
So it only takes a week to cure cancer in Texas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, update on the cancer. I am now going to the MD Anderson Cancer Research Center and facility for my needs. And starting next week, I'll be starting immune therapy. So see if that can take care of me. But other than that, I have not much really going on. Like game wise, I've been playing some Stardew Valley on the Switch because it's great to take down to Texas and I have something to play. And just today, this morning, I started playing The Witcher 3 again.
Oh.
I think I may have tweeted earlier. I can't remember if I actually tweeted or not that I had started it a while back when it came out because I love the second one and held off because I wanted it to run better and I didn't have a good enough video card. So now that I do, I'm starting it over.
And Pocket Camp, anyone?
Oh my God, are you playing? Crossing? Are you playing?
No, I got it, but
no. Like Brent, are you playing? I know Slime's been playing.
I mean, I logged in with and got my kids to log in, and I did a few things.
All right, I'm level 22 on one of my accounts. I'm level 13
on one of my accounts,
and level 13 on my other account. So
I'm gonna start eBaying some Pocket Camp. Well, so you really like it?
Yeah, I do. And because sometimes I need oranges, but I'm out of oranges, so I needed oranges, so I made another account to get my oranges. So I just mail them, like put them up on the market on my other character and buy them for my other character. And yeah, it's awesome. So my one character is just a mule, basically. I'm like,
wow,
man, I need some mackerels. Go sell some mackerels.
Now I get why you don't have time for Ingress, though. It all makes sense now.
But that's actually because I was sick and like I didn't want to lay in bed, and then I couldn't, but I was too sick to sit up at my computer. So I was like laying in this recliner in the middle of the living room, and I'm like, all I have is my iPad. And it was just when Animal Crossing Pocket Camp launched. So I'm like, well, here is this.
I mean, that was like, what, a day ago? Like,
I know. So it's like, well, I'm just like, well, I'm playing this, I guess. Level. I mean, when you only have mobile gaming, like, there's only so much. I mean, I guess I could wallow in Clash of Clans some more, but on the holiday weekend, the clan's dead. So
it was kind of perfect timing on their part, but also like destroyed their servers. So
oh my gosh, yeah. They're Thanksgiving morning. It took me like a few minutes to get on, so I just watched wrestling. Which is what you do on Thanksgiving
can't
morning.
play Pocket Camp. Might as well go watch
wrestling. Because
like everybody does on Thanksgiving.
Jason and Matt, our son, they went to the Detroit Turkey Trot downtown, and I was too sick. Nice. I was supposed to go, but I was too sick. So I was like, well, I'm gonna lay here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, somehow you caught it from me. And we didn't do the show last week.
You had it last week?
Yeah.
I don't know how I got it then.
How'd you get over it, Brent? Maybe she needs your helpful tips.
Yeah.
Zycam. Do I have it still here? The stuff you like do in your nose?
I have a Zycam, but it's the
water.
It's the tongue melts.
I usually use those, but my wife always uses the nose ones, and she likes those. And I was like, well, I know it may kill my, nasal glands or whatever, but I really did not want to be sick during Thanksgiving, so I did that. No, and then we had that op Saturday, so I took off Thursday and Friday and just took everything I could, and then ate way too many Ludens. I think there's something magical in Ludens.
Ludens are amazing.
I like Ludens.
They're like candy. I
don't have to be sick for a Ludens.
They have watermelon and green apple now. It is, but I had to try the watermelon.
Like, my great-grandmother always had Ludens in her purse, and like I'd always sneak in her purse and get one, like because they were so good. But no, my mom told me I couldn't have Ludens. She told me to get the Coldies, and I hate Coldies. They taste so bad, and they always make my lips chapped. I don't know why.
Huh?
I don't know, but every time I take them, my lips get chapped.
Use your Carmex.
Yeah. My mom says it's just from having a cold your lips get chapped, but I think it's the Coldies because they don't do that with Ludens.
We're on like some elderly podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Let me get my ankle brace on for the show.
Oh, my knee brace.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're getting better though. So you're on the tail end of it. That's good.
I think so. I think the voice is the last thing here. I want to say hi to our chat room. J Blaze is there. Woots is there. Woo! Hi guys, thanks for joining us. I know we're very inconsistent lately. Sorry about that.
Wah, wah.
I know I killed the chat. I'm really sorry.
Killed our chat?
A little bit. Our chatter.
I got new swag that I really like that we need to get for the Go-Kart Brothers.
Ooh, what's that? Is that a keychain?
From the Pure Buttons, but it's a zipper pull is what they call it. So it's just a little...
Is that a thing you need?
So it goes on your zipper. It makes it much easier to
Do you put
find
it on
your
do you
zipper.
put it like on your pants and your jeans?
I would.
No, that's kind of weird.
Junk out super quick.
Go ahead and
It's
do
so
that.
weird. But my logo for Keeping Up
look
is
like you're-
kind of big. Like, I don't know if that would fit on there.
You'd have a really big zipper pull.
Yeah, like put it up, put a big like belt buckle
look
zipper
at it.
pull.
Look at my zipper pull. And be like, I can't.
Yeah. Woot's Slurm's podcasts from his cloffice. Yes, if you were in a closet. That is the cloffice.
It is my cloffice.
And he has candles because he is gross.
I don't know if gross is the word.
What scent is that?
Gross would be like if he farted and like on his hand and then like sniffed it. Like that might be gross.
Oh, God, you take it to a level.
This podcast is brought to you by Yankee Candles scent bright copper kettles.
What does that smell like? Does it smell like old blood? Like, is that better?
It almost smells like, honestly, I don't think they're that inaccurate with their smell. It almost smells like tea from an old kettle.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Teen Spirit.
It smells like tea spirit.
Bring it back to the 90s.
Hello.
Bright copper.
1990.
I'm going to drop this and start a fire.
You are.
Bright candles.
Ow, that burns.
Ah, my God.
So
there's that.
For gaming, I've been wanting to play a game again. I've been talking to Slurms about making him play a game again weekly because I really enjoy, even though this week I missed it, obviously. I play weekly Minecraft with a gaming group. I know you guys aren't going to play Minecraft. I'm not going to tell you to play Minecraft. I understand. So just give me a second to explain. I really...
Minecraft?
One.
I'm being told to be quiet. I'm being loud.
It's your,
apparently I'm getting
farting.
the dogs riled up.
Well, you were growling.
Like, oh shit, somebody's going to play with me.
Oh, you got headphones on. That wouldn't help.
So anyway, I really enjoyed my Minecraft weekly gaming group. And so I was trying to tell Jason and Slurms, like, hey, what if we could commit to just a weekly time where we get together like once a week? Because that is an amazing experience I have with these friends. And to know that every week, okay, no matter what, I'm getting online. And as long as, real life doesn't mess it up, like I have that happening, and that commitment makes it a priority.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like, but our problem is like committing to a game seems to be,
because we're good for like 1 or 2 sessions and it's kind of like
But I think we need to commit to a time, not a game. Like commit to the day and time, and then be like, what are we playing today?
Yeah, spin the wheel of games.
Right? And then just play that.
Then download it, install it.
I know. Well, no, it would have to be something like we would have to have like I would say like Guild Wars 2 would always have to be our backup or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But that's not always a good game for small groups. So, that's the problem. Like you were saying,
PUBG.
Yeah, you were saying I'm not playing PUBG. That's not my thing.
She'll play PUBG is about as fast as I'll play Minecraft. So
I know exactly. And so you guys, what I would be like, you guys go ahead and play some PUBG. Have a good time. Tell me about it on the podcast.
I'll just be over here.
No, I don't give a shit. Just tell me about it on the podcast.
Do some Smite.
Yeah.
There's a new Smite mode. It's like a dungeon. You do a dungeon with gods.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It is.
Is it good? Have you played it?
I mean, it's decent. It's no Guild Wars 2, and you know how big of a fan I am of that. So
you are a huge fan, sir.
So it's not quite that good, but it's fun if you like Smite. You know what I mean?
I like Smite. I haven't played. I keep thinking about it, but I never get around to downloading it.
Those 2 nights we played it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of her story on Smite.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta figure that out.
I think it would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
What's our I think our issue there is we're all very interested in the cool thing about having a variety podcast gaming show is that we all talk about different things for the audience, but then the problem is we're not all interested in the same things. So
right.
It's a little frustrating.
focus of topic is kind of hard.
It's good for the show, bad for the gaming.
Yeah. See, I still think we should just have like 4 billion podcasts. And then when we talk about one subject, we cut it out and it goes up as an episode on that podcast.
I think I think I'm almost there. I've got I've got this for gaming. I've got a fantasy football one. I've got a wrestling one. You've got an Ingress one. I mean, we're kind of there. Yeah. Each of us are kind of doing that, I think, little by little.
Slurms, so Jason just needs to make like a broken back mountain podcast.
Maybe. No. I guess.
If that's what he's into now.
Maybe. You know what?
I'm not judging.
Whatever he's into, yeah.
Not for that, at least.
I apologize for the you. It's whatever he's into. Stop the podcast, Ted. So it was World of Warcraft's anniversary. Did you guys log in for your treats?
No.
Me either.
Not on purpose. My son asked me to let a couple of his friends into the guild, and so I had to log in to do that. So I did that, and I guess I got my stuff.
What were your treats? Did you get a pet? I only log in for a pet, and I didn't even bother.
There was a token to get like 30 some kind of experience bonus for during the event, and then some other crap that I didn't look at.
That's about how I am with MMOs lately. Like, I need something.
Yeah.
Okay, Slurms, your idea. Tell your idea for a game. Like what you were really looking for, but you can't find.
God, what was it this time?
It was some sort of like Baldur's Gate multiplayer team-based. I'm already saying it, but go ahead.
People kind of pointed out that there is actually a game that fits what I'm looking for. And I was looking for like the old Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate isometric games. I like Pillars of Eternity is a new one, which I haven't even played Pillars of Eternity, but I liked those games enough back then that like the gameplay to me was more memorable than what was going on in it, which is probably dumb. I just don't think I was at the appropriate age to appreciate it. And they're games that I want to go back to at some point, but I was thinking about like the gameplay and thinking like it'd be great to have something like that you could play co-op, like play with 2 or 3 or 4, or maybe not 4, but 2 or 3 other people and basically move through the story as a group and just save when you're done playing for the night and then pick it back up like on a weekly basis or however often you wanted to play. But like have character creation, have like almost like playing D&D but in a video game, which is, I think there's a lot of games that touch certain points of it, but nothing that really encapsulates
not a focused party. Yeah.
And that kind of turn-based more so than
sure. Yeah. And then like I asked online if there was anything even close to that, and some people said like Diablo, and I'm like, no, that's pure action. That's not what I want. I want something that actually that moves at a slower pace, so you're not like outrunning someone or like
and you can chill and talk and
exactly.
The thing I love about D&D is role play, and like that seems to be missing from any of like Diablo. Like there's no opportunity for me to like make choices. You know what I mean?
Exactly, like something where you could make choices, and like a few people pointed out after I asked that Divinity Original Sin, which there's an older one I think has the multiplayer, but the second one everybody keeps pointing out does have multiplayer. I think they both do, but they said that's the game you're looking for. So probably after Christmas I'll get it picked up and give it a shot and see what that's all about. But between now and then, shit's just so busy I can't try to fit it in anyways. But that seems like the game that I'm looking for.
Well, what is I've never looked at any of the divinities because it seemed like a running gun type of thing that and it seemed like something you needed a team for, and I was like, well, I don't know anyone. Is it console only? Like, what's the deal with that?
No, it's actually the first one's on console, but the second one so far that I know is only on PC. And I actually went and watched some people on a Twitch stream, and it's like turn-based combat. Like everybody takes turns doing their moves, and like even when there's actual like story beats, there's like decisions being made by the players to answer people like the NPCs questions and stuff. So it seems about as close to like a D&D style experiences that you're going to get, other than playing it like a D&D electronically over like chat or something, but in a game world that's been created and has a story, and you're just experiencing that story with friends. It seemed like about the closest that you're going to get. You're not actually physically rolling dice. Those rolls are all happening, but
that's fine. The dice rolling is boring, like part.
But I mean, it seemed like that's the perfect game that or the game that I had in my head, and I just didn't know that that game already existed. So
that's awesome.
Something I will definitely check out. And it looks like a good game. So it looks like there's some humor in it too. Like I actually saw somebody on Twitter say something about they were talking to a mouse or a rat in the game.
Obviously, yeah.
And they told the rat to go follow its dreams, like no matter what the cost, because like they were having this conversation with a rat.
Yeah.
And then the rat immediately like ran off into the distance to go chase its dreams, and then got obliterated by something. So so like their action causes rat, or their choice in the discussion caused the thing to die. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it seemed cool.
Poor rat.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Kind of hilarious.
Poor rat. Poor virtual rat.
Yeah. Poor virtual rat.
But I'm gonna check it out.
Good for you.
Check it out, y'all.
Wiki.
You know, we went through this phase when we were doing back when we were doing the MMO show, especially, and actually multiplaying back then. We went into the MMO show where there were all these MMOs coming out. Like every 6 months, it seemed like a new MMO was launching. So we kind of went through this. I don't know. I would say glory days of where it's like, okay, well, we're bored. Hey, guess what? This is coming out like next week. Why don't we all jump into that?
It might suck, but it's new and it's fresh, and we can
we'll play that for a month or two, or until we get bored, and then hey, and then after that, Blah's coming out, and then we'll jump into that as a group. And so we kind of went through this whole thing where we were doing that for years, and now it's like, where the hell is everything? Nothing's coming out.
Not as far as MMOs.
I can't laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're waiting.
But there's been all the MMOs have dried up. It seems like we have our old standbys we could go back to, obviously, and they're very good. But you're missing that. I don't know.
The new car smell.
Totally. Where we can kind of all be like, hey, what if we all go back to X, and then there's always someone who's like, okay, it's like, okay, that person's gonna bail the first week, right? Right, or I can already predict, so let's not bother. But whenever we had that new fresh thing happening, I would say Ion is one of those games where it came out, we had no preconceptions, no one was following it, and it was we jumped into it. And we ended up making a guild, and we were there for a couple months, and it was this great time, and we met people there.
Yeah.
And we still talk to people we met there. And so I miss that time of all these games coming out. But
plus
we just gotta do it, right? Figure out that game and do it. Well, Divinity.
But that's not a multiplayer.
Well, the thing that I was going to say is
it's not multiplayer.
Well, it's multiplayer co-op, up to 4 players.
3 or 4 people. It's not
she's saying that there's not
a full
opportunity to meet new people and experience
an
things
MMO
online.
all the time. We went through a real.
We're not enough for you. I get it.
No. We were just, we were just going through these glory days. We didn't even realize it at the time.
Yeah, and plus, as we've gotten old, this is a subject that comes up repeatedly, but as we've gotten older, time's way more valuable now, so it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I wasn't going to school, I'd be fine.
Right.
Same.
If I wasn't going to be going to Texas every 2 weeks for cancer treatment, I'd be fine too.
Stupid cancer. Just
cancer.
Steve, stop having cancer.
Okay.
It would save you so much time.
Yay!
Thank you. I'm so glad we had this opportunity to talk some sense.
I'm glad you said something, Shannon.
Fine.
No, all it took was someone to say something to him.
Stop.
Thank me for having the courage to tell him to stop having cancer.
Just get over it. Come on.
Yeah.
Haven't you had it long enough?
I know.
Been milking this thing.
Let's see. The one thing I wanted to bring up, Jason found this weird thing. There's a Michigan Comic-Con coming in 2018.
That's weird.
That is super weird. It's coming to Detroit at Kobo. And we've never had a Michigan Comic-Con. It's totally brand new. This will be their first year. And they just started a Twitter feed, a website. They seem to be like some sort of chain of cons because the only people following them on Twitter are also other Comic-Cons like that have similar logo styles. So kind of into that idea because we were saying like Motor City Comic-Con kind of outgrew the area it's in Novi, traffic wise and building wise, and so Kobo would be a better fit in terms of having the traffic flow, places to park, restaurants, hotels, and just the actual foot space it needs for a major city's con.
I know every time I go up there and we go to the Motor City Comic Con, it's Jason always says they need to move this to Kobo. They need to move this to Kobo.
It's always a gamble if we can get in because it's always they always end up running out of space, it seems like. But it's weird. So I don't know what that is. Totally new, totally something to just keep on the radar.
Eager to hear how that works out.
Gonna check that out in August probably. I don't know. I think it actually messes up one of our annual social engagements, so I don't know if we'll actually be able to go to it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But we'll see. That's all I got for local geek talk. Any of you guys? No.
I got no local geek talk.
Yeah, no.
Well,
I did I went to Six Flags again and I bought a little frog dude. You know the hello my baby, hello my darling.
Yeah, the WB guy.
Mama.
You know what his name is?
Oh shit, at one time I did.
Probably.
Shannon should know. That's a hint for you.
I probably did know at some point.
Michigan J Frog.
Really?
No, it's not what I thought it was.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from, but
Are you serious?
yeah. So I thought maybe you'd see it a lot up there with like Ingress players using it as their like
green frog guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's a thing.
I don't know. It's anyway, he's probably my favorite frog, I think.
The frog's earliest name was Enrico, as given in the Bugs Bunny show in 1960. The character's later enduring name comes from the song The Michigan Rag, which he sings in the cartoon.
That's what he sings, yeah. That makes sense.
And a clip from a DVD special, Jones, which would be
Dr.
Chuck,
Jones.
No, Chuck Jones.
Oh, no.
Jones stated that he came up with the name Michigan Frog during the 1970s and was inspired to add the J as a middle initial while being interviewed by a writer named Jay Cox. Hey, you had to giggle and make it a child's thing.
I got an interview, so let's add you in, sir.
Can you name it after me? Cox Frog?
Sure.
I'm not sure on the WB.
So it's Michael J. Fox, but it's Michigan J. Cox.
No, the person's name, Jay Cox, his last name is spelled C-O-C-K-S.
Oh, wow. Not even
like C-O-X.
Okay.
It's John C. J. Cox Jr.
That is a terrible name.
Born in 1944, an American film critic and screenwriter.
Wow, look at you, font of knowledge there.
Thank you, Wikipedia. And your links of greatness.
All right.
Hello, my baby.
I think when we start reading Wikipedia to the audience, we are done. What do you guys say?
Party's over.
Go to sleep.
We inflicted some knowledge there, I guess. And
well, and I'm going to go cover Madison with a big green field, I think.
All right.
That sounds hot, sir.
Are you going to turn into the Hulk?
I got to check the map, but I already wrote the steps down.
You can't show it. Your enemies are probably watching this.
Come on.
Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching this.
One of them's a comics book store. I got to go there and get 3 keys and 3 keys from there, and then drop these, and then throw a big field.
So is it like 10 o'clock at night down there too?
That's 9.
9 o'clock.
2 hours.
Still, by the time you get there, you're going to be loitering around a place in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm pretty fast, so I can get in and out. I'm looking at making like magnetic signs. I'm just trying to figure out like what's the most, like what sign would work the best where cops and people would just go, oh, like a plumber or something, like, so you don't look too odd at like a place.
I guarantee
like
you,
the survey,
whatever you do is
group.
gonna look totally like that's fake. They're gonna come bother you.
What are you trying to say?
That you're gonna make like something that looks like it belongs on the WB channel.
Ooh, like, there you go. Use Michigan J Frog as your
like it's gonna be like Plumbers and Company. Like, no, I'm just gonna like Google that. No, that's not real.
Like Huntsville Plumber.
Ooh, a lawn care service called Ingress.
That's
like
pretty
that.
good.
Ingress.
I kind of like that, except we actually might work in the South. Michigan, it gets a little cold for lawn service right now.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably you got lawn care services down there year round.
Do that all year, yeah.
We go to a lot of churches. Maybe it can be like karaoke, mobile karaoke Inc.
Maybe
for a wedding,
or somebody may take Ingress as that you're selling weed. So.
That's true.
I like it.
Tell them it's all medicinal. It's fine.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for episode 45-ish. I apologize. There's no intro or outro because I don't have all our fancy stuff. So,
hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Get the fuck out of here.
That worked.